Welcome back to Chit Chats, everybody. My name is Antonio.
It's a me, Wario.
Oh, damn.
It's a me, Donavan, and let's have a chit chat.
Let's have a chit chat.
Why did
I'm
Donovan?
Donkey Kong.
It's a me.
Let's have
It's
a
a
Donkey Kong
me.
bonanza.
I was trying to match your energy.
No, Brennan's energy is impossible to match. It's on another level.
Dude, I loved the video you made of the all of Brennan's names.
Oh yeah, Brennan's names. Yeah, that's gonna be a new.
I should have said
new tradition.
I should have said I'm Waluigi. I missed out on an opportunity there.
You did.
Yeah. Well, we can't go
Awkward.
back now. Sorry, dude. It's over. It's set in stone now. But guys, we saw a movie recently. And that movie was the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which we did a review we did a chit chats where we talked about the first movie when that came out 3 years ago. And this is a bit of a follow-up because this movie, it has some it was an interesting watch in a lot of ways. It was a fun watch. But yeah, there was a lot riding on this movie because the first one made like $1 billion, $2 billion, something like that. And the Mario Galaxy games, which I have here, are very near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. Such as this guy right here, Mr. Donavan Carlson, who has said on several occasions that this is your favorite game of all time, the first one, right?
On record.
On record,
Yeah.
yes.
Dude, look at my poster. It has Mario back. It's a Mario Galaxy back.
It's funny because you got that poster you got in a set of 3, and you gave me the other 2 because you're like, I don't care, because it came with like Mario 64,
Yeah.
Mario Sunshine, and then Galaxy, and you gave me the other 2. I have them right over there in my closet. But yes, so Galaxy, the games are phenomenal, and let's talk about how the movie held up, not just as a movie, but, as a like tribute to the games. So first off, let's talk about like things that we liked about the movie, because I have a couple critiques, but let's talk about positive things. Brennan, what was like one big thing that you really liked about the movie?
Rosalina was a baddie. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Donovan.
I had to get that out of the way.
You would say that.
I had to get that out of the
way. For
way.
the few scenes she was in the movie. No.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
later.
we'll get to that. Yeah.
But no, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the.
Wait,
one
Brennan,
thing I definitely liked was just like.
Sorry, I had a quick question for you. What is your experience with Mario Galaxy?
I played. Hold on, I'm like trying to recuperate now. There's Rosalina on my mind, dude. I'm like.
I'm sorry.
I know. I was so focused on Rosalina. No. I played the first one. I played the first Mario Galaxy. I think I own it. I either own it or I borrowed it from somebody. I never played Super Mario Galaxy 2, sadly, but I also did at a friend's house play, and I want to say beat Super Luigi Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I don't know if I beat it or not, but I know I played most of it. So like I've enjoyed the games. That's one of the reasons I've been tempted to like try to get the Switch ones, but I'm not like super like worried about it.
Yeah.
But I love the games. I mean, like there's no hiding they're like anybody who is a Mario fan or a Nintendo fan knows the aura that the Super Mario Galaxy like name holds.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like
for sure.
That shit is like big in the Mario universe. So I was still really excited for this game, even if Mario Galaxy wasn't as like movie.
Yeah.
Even if Mario Galaxy wasn't as big in my childhood for me. And overall, I think it was good. There's definitely a lot of critiques, I would say, which we'll get into later, but overall, it was still an enjoyable experience. Rosalina's always been one of my favorite characters, even outside of Mario Galaxy. So just even though Again, sadly, she wasn't on screen as much as some other characters that we'll again talk about.
Yeah.
I still did like seeing her on the big screen, and funny enough, I think Brie Larson. I know some people shit on it because it's Brie Larson. I know she has some kind of history, but I think she did pretty good as Rosalina. Actually,
Yeah.
I liked how she sounded. I think she did a pretty good job voicing her.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, I was not mad at it. I was pretty. I went in with expectations, and they were met.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you know, like I think that's one thing that most people I like the thing with Brie Larson is like I never really understood like why she had a lot of hate. I mean, like I didn't look too deep into it, but like I can tell she has a really big like actual appreciation for Nintendo just from seeing like interviews and like just things that like videos that she's like been in. She seems like she's a lot more in the know about a lot of Mario related stuff than a lot of the other like cast members. So I thought she was
I
a
think
good
she was
choice.
in like she's been in like Nintendo advertising in the past, or like
Yeah.
they'll put on like events for like celebrities to go and play their games. I think so. I think she's at least done that. And
Right.
from what I've heard, like she actually does play video games. So
Yeah.
it was a good casting pick for sure.
Yeah, and I want to talk about the cast like as its own topic, but Donovan, what was like one I want to because you know you're the Galaxy guy, so like what is like what's one big thing that you really appreciated about the movie?
You're the
Mm,
Galaxy guy.
You're the
I'm a
Galaxy guy.
Galaxy guy.
Well, and like
I'm a Gal-
what is your history with Galaxy? Like, give a quick recap
Mm.
of you know what it means to you.
I think yeah. So um, Galaxy, I think was like one of the first like modern games I ever played. I remember playing it like when I was 4 or 5, but that was like before I owned a Wii. But yeah, I played the games when I got a Wii when I was like 7 or 8 or so. I think I was 8.
Mm.
But I played that one, the first one, as a kid. Love that game. Played the second one when it came out. And I feel like I want to say that I've played like both Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 at least like 5 or 6 times each.
Damn.
Uh, just like over the years, because I
Mm.
they're like the reason why I say they're my favorite games is because they never get old to me. Like it's like the couple of games that I can like go back to every time and they still feel fun, even if I know like what to expect and everything. It's
They
just
are
like
very
something about the
replayable.
gameplay, something about the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, they're just very replayable to me, and I
Mm-hmm.
always love them whenever I replay them. So, um, going into the movie, uh, I was definitely excited, um, and I was wanting to see like how they adapted it because
Mm-hmm.
uh I don't know. It's just like it was a weird thing. It was gonna be like a weird thing to adapt like the original Mario Galaxy because it has like kind of like one of the more in-depth like stories. It's
Mm-hmm.
more dramatic than like other Mario games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I was excited to see like how they adapted that into a movie. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll get into that later, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's an aspect that maybe I wasn't so impressed by.
I guess yeah, well, I guess we could talk about the movie in terms of like different parts. I guess we'll
Okay, but you want me to talk about something I was impressed by, something
yeah,
I
talk
liked.
about something
Um,
positive. Give a positive critique.
yeah. Generally, I feel like the characterization for all the characters was pretty good. Like
Mm,
it was consistent with like how they're portrayed in the games and like their
mm,
personalities. Like Bowser, like having a fatherly like
mhm,
relationship with Bowser Jr. I thought that was done pretty well.
mhm.
Um, I liked how they portrayed like Mario and Luigi's relationship. So yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was all done pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess I'll bring up because just to round things out, I'll kind of bring up my sort of history with Galaxy. It's interesting because I played Galaxy 2 first. I never owned the original Galaxy as a kid. I only had Galaxy 2. I loved it. I thought it was like an incredible game, but I don't think I ever like I appreciated it as like a Mario, just a fun Mario game. Like I never the story aspect of Galaxy was lost on me because I never because the second one infamously doesn't really have a story. Um, as much as the first one. And then I eventually got this later. I eventually did play the original Galaxy. But I don't have that more emotional attachment to the first one as a lot of people. But I still was like really curious to see like how they were going to do this movie because I don't think I'm the only one when I say that like I think I was surprised that they were doing a Galaxy movie as the sequel to the first one. That just felt like such a big leap to make in terms of like the scope of things within these movies. Because the first one was, fairly like grounded, typical Mario adventure type of thing. So I think, I think a lot of people were expecting the sequel to be, like a little bit more, going on, but Galaxy just feels like such a big open-ended concept that surely it could have been saved for like the third movie. But at the end of the day, I was still excited because Galaxy is fun and there's a lot of cool things going on with those games. But so like and one of those things that I will praise this game for, you were kind of bringing or the movie for, you kind of brought up how this was your first like modern game, Donovan, and that's one thing that I think these games really hold up is the visuals, considering they are Wii games. I think that the something to be said about how good the visual aesthetics are of these games. Like they don't feel outdated, really compared to a lot of like other games. Like they don't need as much sprucing up as other Wii games to look good, and that's a good transition into one thing that I thought the movie knocked it out of the park was the animation. That was like the main thing that I was like really impressed by, in terms of overall. I mean, like the first one was animated really well too, so it wasn't that much of a shock. But I think that they got to kind of flex a lot of the cool visuals just because of they had a good amount of like scenery changes amongst the whole movie, or across the whole movie. What was like
There was one that I really loved when we're doing
Yeah.
spoilers, right? Like this, we
this
can
is
have spoilers.
we can talk about spoilers. Yeah.
Okay, they had like that one scene where
Mhm.
where Fox was talking about like the Star Fox crew, and it turned to like this
Yes.
like 2D like kind of like anime like kind
Yeah.
of visual style.
Mhm.
I thought that was really cool. That was really well done.
That was very cool. Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of I guess you could call mixed media because they had obviously like the regular animation, they had the 2D stylized, they had like, some 8-bit stuff going on, which was
Yeah, I
cool.
was gonna say one of my fucking favorite things they did, and it was I know it's kind of a jokish, but I thought it was really clever how they did it.
Mhm.
The scene where Mario and Peach are trying to break into the castle and they get like thrown down into the ditch
Yeah.
and they're like going through it and Bowser Jr. is watching it on the security camera, but when he's watching on the security camera, it's like classic 2-bit Mario. And it
Yeah.
shows them like something like I thought that was pretty fucking clever and I thought that was
Oh yeah.
a good use of like classic Mario style.
Mhm.
Hmm.
No, for sure. I mean, they gotta they gotta like throw that in there. Well, I mean, newer fans can appreciate that too, but I think a lot of like parents can probably, or older people watching can get a lot of enjoyment out of that, and it's just fun to see that kind of thing, with Mario. But yeah, they definitely played around a lot with that more in this than the first one, which I thought was cool. And yeah, a lot like the casino scene I thought was really cool looking. Like, I mean, just overall, like that's one thing that these movies really have is a lot of like, well, what would you call it? Like, like imaginative, locations, and that was definitely really cool, to see. you know, some of the they didn't go to a lot of like different planets, but like, you know, they had like the Honey Hive Galaxy. That was kind of cool to see. And then like, you know, they had the Gateway Galaxy with all the different Mario enemies in different like that, you know, with different things going on there. But yeah, overall,
What was the one at the end that they go to that's like is that like Bowser's Galaxy Generator or something? Because that's like the name of the level
yeah,
in the game, but like I don't know if they ever said like the name of that planet. It was just like the the Bowser planet.
the
It's like
Bowser.
Bowser Jr. just kept calling it Bowser World, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
they
like
had
that.
some name that Bowser Jr. kept saying for it, but I just remember he kept on saying the Boomsday device, the Boomsday device.
Oh, the
The
Boomsday.
Boomsday
Oh,
device.
yeah. No,
Well,
that's a reference to one of the bosses in Galaxy
yeah,
2. That's cool.
I did clock that reference, yeah.
Okay.
And that's another thing we could talk about is just all the references, because I mean there was a lot that I didn't even get until like after I saw people posting about them, and then Donavan, you pointed out something to me that I didn't catch, which we can talk about. And so okay, I want to talk about this because this is this kind of goes with the animation aspect, but like, or like just the overall like way that the movie was presented, but the music I also thought was really cool.
Oh yeah,
And
Music's
handled a
great.
lot better than the first one.
That was like hands down the best like part of the movie to me was how they used the music from the games and the sound effects too. Like in every scene they had like a sound effect from one of the games, and I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I remember leaning over to Antonio and telling him I'm so glad that the sound effects are literally just like out of the game.
Yeah. it's a treat to just I mean, like at the end of the day, it's a treat to experience all these Mario concepts on the big screen, just because it, like, I don't know, it just feels like it feels like a merging of worlds that, I mean, especially coming from like, you know, us, considering we played the games as kids, it just feels very like special, you know, to see that acknowledged on such a big scale. And with the music, yeah, like that's, I mean, sound effects and music, that's just really cool to hear that like orchestrated in like, you know, for a scene in a movie. Specifically, I remember in the casino scene hearing Jump Up Superstar. I remember like not like I knew it was I recognized it, and then it took me a second to realize that that's what it was, but that was really cool to hear that. And I appreciated that they used a lot less like licensed songs in this movie compared to the first one. Like I mean, I can only think of two that I think were in the movie, and one of them wasn't even in it for that long. It was like when Luigi starts singing "That's Amore."
Yeah,
That's one. And then when there's like that montage of Yoshi walking throughout the city, like I think that had like a licensed song in it.
Yeah.
But those are only two that I can think of, which I was happy that we're just like letting the actual songs from the games take over the score.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. It's weird because like they had Mario Galaxy motifs in the first one. Or specifically, I remember like in the end credits, they had like Galaxy music playing in the end credits song. So it's just like, you know, it would have been cool if they saved that for this movie, but you know, oh well. It was cool no matter what.
They play the Gusty Garden Galaxy theme.
Yeah.
In the credits of the first movie.
Yeah. Which I remember the credits of the first movie, like they made me tear up a little bit, man. Like that was like, it just felt so cool. I don't know. It was just me, but this one, I mean, like, I think that's one thing about this movie is it was still really cool, but I think the you know, it's a sequel, so like a lot of, you know, it wasn't as kind of magical as the first one to some degree, because it was just like we're doing the first one again. I don't know if it was just me that kind of felt that way. Like
I feel like they did a decent job of like kind of like stepping up the stakes of it. Like they expanded the world of like the Mario world that it takes place in.
That's
And
true.
they, like, in terms of like the world itself, and then like the characters with like Rosalina and Bowser Jr. mainly.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I felt like the stakes were a little bit bigger than in the
Yeah.
first movie. So yeah, in terms of like how they adapted the world and the characters
Mm-hmm.
and like the presentation of everything, I was pretty satisfied with like all of that stuff.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, I mean, especially like, a lot of the new characters that they added in, I think were cool too. I mean, like, I think they were handled well, for the most part.
Mhm.
I want to, and kind of like stemming off of that, I want to talk about the voice, performances, because I thought overall they were really good.
Mm.
With
Yeah.
one exception. Or one underwhelming exception, I guess. But yeah, like all the new characters, Donald Glover as Yoshi, really
Was
good.
surprisingly really well done.
Was really
I
good.
was worried
Yeah.
about that because I thought that I was afraid that Yoshi is like my favorite Mario character. I fucking love Yoshi.
Yeah.
But I was afraid that they were gonna like minionify him, like make him
Mm.
like a little like minion type character
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
he's just running around like doing stupid shit, and then like they go from like a serious kind of moment to like, oh, look at Yoshi doing something silly over there. But like for the
Yeah.
most part, Yoshi was just kind of like in the background
I mean,
for
they had
most
a
of it.
couple moments where they were like the joke of the scene was what Yoshi was doing. But
Sure, but it
I
wasn't
found
like
that
overwhelming.
no, I thought it was effective. Like I didn't get annoyed by Yoshi at all. Um and yeah, Donald Glover, I mean, like, I think I you know I think it was really smart that they didn't reveal that he was playing Yoshi before, like, revealing the sound of Yoshi, because I think that sold a lot more people on him being that character, because he just, like, he really gave it his all with that, and I really respect that. You can tell
Yeah.
he wanted to give a good performance. And then, as we said, Rosalina with Yoshi, or with Brie Larson as Rosalina, Jesus, did also a really good job for the times when she was able to speak. Benny Safdie as Bowser Jr. I had no frame of reference for, like, his performances. I don't think he's known for acting. I think he's known for directing. So
He was in Oppenheimer, dude. He was like
he was in
I think
Oppenheimer?
he was he was like one of Oppenheimer's students, I think, in that
Really?
movie.
Dude, there were so many
Alongside Devin Bostick,
I was
Roderick.
too focused on Roderick to notice. But yeah,
God
but
damn
also
it.
I had no idea who Benny Safdie was before. Like, he was not on my radar in terms of actors. No offense to him.
Antonio didn't care. Antonio didn't care who he was till he put on the Bowser Jr. mask.
Exactly. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm a simple man. What can I say? But, and
I think he's kind of having his come up because he's also I'm like looking right now on my phone. Apparently he's supposed to be in the Odyssey this year. So
oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
Oh
So
shit! Yeah, that's coming out this.
he's gonna be in the greatest movie of all time this year and the Odyssey. So that's really cool.
hmm
Um,
But not the Super Mario Odyssey.
not Super Mario Odyssey. Don't get it confused.
You think the next movie is going to be called the Super Mario Odyssey movie?
Well, let's save that for the end. Let's save our
Okay.
thoughts
Got it.
of what's going to be in the future till the end. I do want to talk about that. So I think his take on Bowser Jr. was, like, not what I was expecting, but, like, it worked, I think. Like, because Bowser Jr. in the games is just like, ha ha ha, rah, rah, like, he just makes little noises. I think giving him the voice that they did was probably necessary to make him work as a character, I guess, for in the way that they had him. Let's see.
Yeah. It was like it was just pretty much like inoffensive, you know. Like
Yeah.
I, when I would think of Bowser Jr., I would expect like a kid to play him, but they kind of gave him like he's more of like a
Like a
teenager
teenager,
in
yeah.
this
But
movie. Yeah,
I think that
which was fine. It worked fine.
yeah, like that's kind of how they wanted him to be for that role. So I think it makes sense. Um who else? Luis Guzman as Wart? No. Is
Oh
that his
yeah,
name? Wart?
yeah. Luis
Yeah.
Guzman. What? Yeah, Wart.
Yeah, Wart.
I liked his performance.
Yeah,
That
I think
was
he
one
did
that
good.
surprised me because
Yeah.
like I don't know. I it was probably just like I enjoyed seeing Wart come back because like who the hell even knows who that is?
Yeah.
But
I
like that's the thing. Like my parents were watching it with us,
Mhm.
and like my dad grew up with like Super Mario Bros. 2, so he knew like who all those characters were. You know?
Like Birdo. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like. I asked him afterward. I was like, "Did you know who those characters were?" And he was like, "Yeah, that was Birdo." So like, I think it's cool that they it was random that they like decided to throw those in, but I think it
Yeah.
was like kind of a calculated move to like appeal to like the old heads that are going to
Yeah.
see the movie with their kids. Maybe
Oh yeah.
they're like, "Oh, I
Mhm.
remember that guy."
Or
You
people
know?
like us who just know a lot of Mario references.
Yeah.
um no, yeah, like I think his yeah, like you said, I think the way that they implemented him into the movie was it worked, you know. I mean, as much as like that scene didn't need to happen, the whole casino scene, like it felt a little trivial, I guess, in retrospect, but like it was a cool action scene, you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's talk about that because I that's the thing about these movies is
mhm,
this is part of a larger conversation, I guess, but
yeah.
like these movies are made to appeal to the fans of the of the franchise, right?
Yeah.
But as a movie, as a movie, it's not a I'll just say it, I don't think it's a great movie. Like if you are like a movie critic, I completely understand that like the the plot is weird and there's like a lot of random things that just kind of happen out of nowhere if you don't understand the context from the games.
Yeah.
And uh like there was a few scenes like that scene, the wart scene, and then also when they were um on the Cascade Kingdom planet with the T-Rex that
Mhm.
just like did not contribute a damn thing to the plot.
Yeah.
It's just kind of there to like fill space. Um
I
What do you
think
mean,
it's
and
man?
also I think it's there
T-Rex
to
was the
advertise
star of the movie.
games. I think it's like,
it
hey,
is.
Yoshi's
Yeah.
Island games.
It is
Ooh.
like 100% there to like advertise the games and like make people point at the screen and go, "Well, I remember when I played Yoshi's
Yeah.
Island." Yeah.
It was
But like
that scene was made for you specifically, Donovan.
true. I also like Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
But like on your guys' end, like, and I've seen a lot of people kind of debating like those scenes, like, were they necessary? Like, like to have in the movie? Could they have been taken out to like make room for like maybe some stuff that would have made the movie a better movie? Like maybe
Mm,
developing like Bowser Jr. and Bowser's relationship a little bit more, or
mm,
like giving some more like I don't know character development between like Mario and Luigi, or giving some more time to Rosalina, you know.
mhm.
But I've just seen a lot of people
If
talking
you
about
haven't
that.
caught on yet, one thing that we definitely did not like about this movie was the little bits
Yeah.
that we got with Rosalina.
Well, you know what? Let's bounce. Let's just I was gonna say let's talk about all the positives and then all the negatives, but we can bounce between them because I think we should just address the elephant in the room, which is kind of what you're talking about, Donovan. But also, yes, Rosalina was barely in the movie. That was like weird. I mean, like, there's another character who I wanted to bring up in a separate topic that got way more screen time than she did, who was like not even a Mario character. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think the at least to sum up the Rosalina thing, like, and with this movie in general, like, they had galaxy elements, yes, but they were definitely, as kind of with the first movie, trying to just make it very generally Mario themed, you know? Like, obviously galaxy elements are like core to the plot, but overall you could have called this like just the Mario movie 2 and it would work like to be presented that way, because there's just a lot of Mario related things in it that aren't necessarily galaxy but work in the context of galaxy, I guess, you know.
Right.
And you know, I think like it depends on how you decide to critique the movie, because I've gone back and forth about it for myself, and like, yeah, it would be nice if there was more of like a galaxy centered theme, but at the same time, like, I don't necessarily think it's I think I don't necessarily know if they should have called it the Galaxy movie. I think that makes you look at it more critically in that way, you know.
Yeah. So this, I mean, you're kind of hitting it like exactly like what I wanted to bring up in this chit chats, like how I feel about the movie as a really big Mario Galaxy fan.
Yeah.
Like exactly that. Like it's a good Super Mario Bros. Movie sequel. That like if they wanted to capture like the exact same like energy and uh like everything that the first movie did, they just wanted to do it again but bigger, and it accomplishes that really well. But like as a Mario Galaxy fan, I don't think it's a good adaptation of Mario Galaxy the game.
Yeah.
And so that's really what was quite disappointing to me about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like, you know, I mean, I think it's safe to say that Nintendo knows how special the Galaxy games are in terms of the Mario series as a whole. I think that's probably why they wanted to make the sequel Mario Galaxy based, because they know that that's like, you know, a really special game in the whole franchise. But yeah, I think that in terms of what the movie, what Illumination wanted to do, and Nintendo, I guess, like, they didn't necessarily want to abide by the precedent that like Galaxy the game set. Like, they wanted to just do whatever they want, and that's fine. Because, and this is kind of going off of what you're talking about in terms of like as a movie, how does it hold up? But like, I don't really see these as like movies that I need to critique on like the level I would like The Godfather or something. Like, these are like theme park attractions to me. Like, these movies
Yeah.
exist for me to go to the theater with my friends and just point at the screen and say, "Hey, look, there's a Mario thing." And I'm okay with that. Like, would it be cool if
Look,
they
he
had
did the funny.
yeah, like, would it be cool if they had like more of a story and more like actual character arcs, and you know, like, it was a more just developed product? Like, yeah, that would be cool to see, but I don't necessarily need that. So I don't know, but
Yeah. Then that no, that's completely fair. Like, and I agree with you that it accomplishes exactly what it sets out to be.
mhm.
And for that, I don't really have a lot of critiques. Like, I have to judge the product as it is, not as what I wish it could have been.
Mhm.
But it's really hard not to let that that want creep into my review of the movie because I
Yeah.
am such a huge fan of the original product.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure. Um, yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing, but um, like I was saying, like a lot of the enjoyment I get out of these movies is just just the references and the nods to the fans that they give, and how it kind of ties into the plot. Because at the end of the day, like, yeah, a lot of the plot, like the whole Yoshi's Island thing, like that didn't need to happen, but it's kind of cool that it happened.
Mhm.
So,
But
and
it's
it's kind of
kinda
fun.
cool.
It's like, hey, the dinosaur from Galaxy, or Odyssey, whatever. But on that topic, let's talk about the references because there's a lot, and I want to like see if you guys caught any that I didn't catch, or what were your favorites were and everything. Um, I will say that like a lot of what I think would have been the coolest references, like they revealed before the movie came out, and I just think that
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
lame. I mean, the biggest one
Mhm.
is obviously Star Fox's involvement, because Jesus Christ, I didn't expect that he was going to have such a big involvement, let alone any involvement in the movie at all.
No.
I liked it. I thought it was fun, but
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. Brennan, you
There, there,
specifically. Oh yeah, go ahead.
there were. Go ahead. No, you say what were you gonna ask,
Well, I
Brennan?
wanted to. I know Brennan. I wanted what was your favorite reference, because you responded really well to one specific one, but I want to just ask. Like,
Are you talking about Steve?
yes,
Yeah. So I guess they revealed this like online or in trailers, but I like missed it. I don't know how I didn't see it. And then the
I'm
day
glad you
of, I
missed it.
really, yeah. And then the day of, I was doing really hard to stay away from spoilers. There was one thing that got spoiled for me, by a meme. But other than that, I like stayed away from spoilers. And the Pikmin were shown in the movie. They were at there's the like what was it called again? Where like all the ships were,
The Gateway Galaxy.
the Gateway Galaxy. There was like all these other ships and like all these things. Which, by the way, there was another reference in that one that I didn't see. I wonder if you guys saw. Um, but
Mm.
all of a sudden you see fucking Olimar's ship land and the Pikmin come crawling out of it. And for those who have been Chit Chat watchers for a long time, me and Tony have both watched a guy named Chugga Conroy, and Chugga Conroy has a running gag where red Pikmin's name is Steve. So whenever I see red Pikmin, I'm always like, it's Steve.
Mm-hmm.
So Antonio saw me in the theater like react pretty shocked when I saw him. I was like, it's fucking Steve.
And I would have had the same reaction had they not shown it off. They
Revealed
basically there was like a very small trailer that they put out a while back where they showed a bunch of the enemies, like the Mario enemies that were going to be in the movie. Like it flashed like really quickly, Thwomp, Conkedor, fucking Goomba, like over and over and over. And one of the things they showed in that trailer was the Pikmin, and everyone was going like, "What Pikmin in the movie?" Just casually. So that's how I knew they were going to be in it somewhere. But I would have been really like I would have had the same reaction as you if I hadn't known that.
If you had seen it, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but that was fun.
The
But then
other,
it's like why did they have to reveal that like beforehand? Because it would have been so cool because like I was expecting the Pikmin to be in there at some point,
Yeah,
but because they revealed it before, it wasn't as exciting as it would have been
yeah,
if they had just waited. And I'm wondering like on their end, like what was their reasoning for doing that? Because it's not like more people would have been won over because the Pikmin are in it. Like, if you're a fan of Mario, you're going to see this movie, and if
yeah,
you're a fan of Mario, you're probably also a fan of Pikmin.
yeah. Like, do you
yeah,
think? Well, I think it's all part of Miyamoto's master plan to just ingrain Pikmin to everyone's
Yeah,
brains. Like,
it totally is,
he
but
just he wants Pikmin to be on the same level as Mario, I think, at the end of the day. Which I love that for him. I love Pikmin, so I don't mind. But like you said, it would have been so cool to
Yeah.
just see that in the movie firsthand. But
Well, this movie in general was just like Miyamoto's, like even more so than the first movie. This was like Miyamoto's like pet
I saw,
project. Like, and you can
yeah.
tell because they have literally every single thing, like except for Zelda, like literally every single IP that he's ever worked on. You know, they have Star Fox and they have
Well, hold on.
obviously I have Mario, but
So
they have Pikmin and Star Fox.
I saw
Those are his babies.
a post on Twitter that was like, this movie feels like Miyamoto drunk, just like throwing shit like, okay, now this happens, okay, this happens, and just them writing it down like, oh, we gotta include all of this. Yeah.
It does,
And
yeah.
it does
So-
feel like that.
I was gonna ask you guys if you guys had seen it yet. I haven't actually like watched the clip, but I guess people are saying that in the background of the Gateway Galaxy scene, you can see Samus's ship flying away.
Yes. So
didn't
I
see
saw
that.
that. I clocked that during the movie, and I started freaking out. And I turned to Cody, who was sitting next to me. I was like, dude, that's Samus's ship. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
I did
But
not
like
see
I
that.
don't think anybody else saw that.
No,
I did not.
I
I
heard
saw
about it
Reddit
after the
post
fact,
about it.
yeah, which is cool. That's a really appropriate. Like that's one thing is like they went a lot more Nintendo centric with this movie than the first one. Like the first movie was like, I can't recall a single like non Mario reference that was in it. Other
Well,
they had
in Mario
they had
room,
like certain things. That's not true. I can remember they had he was
They had
playing
Little
Kid
Mac.
Icarus in the first one.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
And there was the Punch Out Pizzeria.
there was the Punch Out Pizzeria. Spike from Wrecking Crew was a character for some reason.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you saw this, but in this movie,
But-
in the Mario Galaxy movie, Little
They-
Mac and Doc are actually like
Yeah.
in that Brooklyn
Yeah,
scene.
they walked
I
past
did-
Yoshi.
I
and he
did
was
notice
like,
that. Well, it's funny because I didn't notice that. Like, I didn't realize that was him until the movie was over. But I knew that was like that's something Nintendo related.
Mhm.
But yeah, and then yeah, Star Fox was a major character. Like it's not like you can take him out of the plot. He is integral to the plot of the movie. Like the
Yeah.
way that they implemented him, which is so funny. And yeah, that would have been another thing where if they didn't reveal that ahead of time, I would have loved it that much more. Because I mean, I don't have attachment to Star Fox as a franchise, as I don't think either of any of us do. But I can appreciate it as a part of Nintendo's history, and you know, it's a fun concept. I don't think it's unfair to say that. But it would have been so cool to just be like, to just have the movie playing out and Peach and Toad are there and they're like, how are we gonna get to Bowser's place? And then Fox just shows up and is like, I can take you there. It's just like, that would have been so cool to see that
Yeah.
play out and not know that it was going to happen. But for some fucking reason, they announced that he was going to be in the movie a week before it comes out.
Yeah.
And I just don't
It's
get that.
less a critique of the movie and more a critique of, I feel like, just Hollywood
Marketing.
The
in
marketing,
general.
yeah.
And like,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah.
We can talk about the awesome cameo that they didn't reveal, or at least I don't think they
The one
revealed.
cameo they did not reveal,
Yeah.
and that was towards the
Fucking-
end, and that
Fucking when Luigi steals Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush and paints fucking Mr. Game & Watch,
yeah,
and he comes in and kicks fucking Bowser's ass.
Yeah. that was great. I loved that. I mean,
No, it was so cool. I remember I messaged Donavan later that night, and I was like, hey, Mr. Game & Watch, hit that number 9.
yeah,
He didn't even do that. And Cody turned to me also during the movie and he was like, oh, he's going to hit the 9. And then he hit the hammer, but it didn't have a
didn't
number
show the
9 on
nine,
it.
yeah.
And we were
9
like,
on
what
it.
the heck?
Mhm. Yeah, I quite like, I wonder, because like, you know, I think a lot of people know Mr. Game & Watch from Smash Brothers, obviously, but like, I wonder for people that don't know who that is, like what they thought of that scene. Like I don't know. It's fun.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think it's funny. It's
There
just
was
like,
probably so many people who were confused.
yeah,
like-
but
I bet there was people who went to see it with like their kids, or like kids wanted to see it,
yeah,
and then I know for a fact that I've seen like people react to the movie, and like when the Game & Watch shows up, they're like, oh no way, or oh holy
Yeah.
shit, and there's probably people in the audience who are like, who the fuck is that?
And then there's the two people that don't know him from Smash Brothers and know Game and Watch as a brand. And good for them.
Yeah.
But
I
remember
think
the Game and Watch.
the way that they did it was
I have my
pretty
Game and Watch.
clever though.
yeah, it was. No, I think that was neat that they did
Because like
that.
it's established that like Bowser Jr.'s paintbrush can make like little creatures, and so Luigi painting a little guy just it makes sense.
They could have actually done way more with that if they wanted to, just because like it can make anything. But I think that it's good that they didn't go too overboard with it. I mean, they do that, and then they got the dragon from Odyssey, which
oh yeah,
why not do the dragon from Galaxy? But that's fine. Oh, there you go. Yeah,
yeah.
Game and Watch. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and that's the other critique that I see is a lot of people were saying like this feels like it's like Odyssey. It's like the Galaxy and Odyssey movie. Like there's a lot of Odyssey just generally related stuff. I mean, the first scene is Odyssey related. Well, the first scene after Rosalina. And like I think I mean I will say that like I think Odyssey and Galaxy can kind of blend together in a lot of ways in sort of a natural way. But
do they though? Other than just being Mario games.
Well, I mean that in the case that like the worlds of Odyssey are so varied in a way that feels like different planets. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, like I guess the structure of the games are similar in a way that like the worlds and the concepts in Odyssey kind of can be adapted into a Galaxy movie pretty easily. So yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, like what are so those were the main like Nintendo references. I mean, I remember seeing Excite Bike on his TV when they're like getting ready for Peach's party. That was another like general Nintendo reference I noticed. Other than that,
one that I found really cool was and I texted you about this like a couple hours after we saw the movie, Antonio, but there was like Paper Mario references in Rosalina's library. Like there was just randomly like the the Dark Prognosticus from Super Paper Mario like in her books, and then like I looked online after, and like apparently there was like other small references to other Paper Mario games.
I did
and
not notice
that kind of blows me away because like I wouldn't think that they would reference that.
No, I feel like
in the movie.
I feel like that must have been someone on the Illumination team that specifically like knew about Super Paper Mario and wanted to throw that in, because that like I don't even think that's on Nintendo's radar anymore.
No, that is the deepest deep cut that they could have chosen.
I can appreciate that. Brennan, do you know what we're talking about? The Dark. I didn't even know the name of it. Like but I knew it was in the game. Like I had played the game but the Dark What is it called? The
Prognosticus, I think.
Okay, that purple book.
If I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I bet Chugga Conroy went crazy for that reference.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because he likes the Paper Mario games. He's a big fan of the Paper Mario games.
Yeah, he just doesn't. Sticker Star.
Except for Sticker Star, yeah. Well, that what, and that's we can talk about this in a minute, but I wonder they could do stuff with like Paper Mario for another movie at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, they totally could. I mean, like the end credits were all kind of like looked like Paper Mario style,
like
kind
Paper
of
Mario themed. Yeah, I wonder if that was intentional. I don't know. But what were I think that was a really cool thing that I didn't notice until you pointed it out. What other like Mario references did you guys enjoy from that were like we talked about the Mario Maker kind of reference / motif that they have towards the end of the movie. Were there other like general sort of? I remember they had like
you mentioned the dragon.
The
dragon I thought was really cool. That's kind of felt like a deep cut too, because like
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you've played Mario Odyssey, you remember the dragon. But I was talking to my brother before we went to see, literally like an hour before we saw the movie, and he was saying to me like, what they should have like the dragon in the movie because like that was so cool in Odyssey. And I literally like I turned to him, I was like, no, they're not gonna have that. And
That's
then they
really
did.
funny. Yeah. They
And then
came
it's
in at
weird
the
because
end.
like then why didn't they choose Gobblegut from Mario Galaxy?
Yeah. It's weird to think that like Odyssey is probably a lot more recognizable for people than Galaxy at this point. At least in terms of
Yeah.
like the
Well,
amount of people that have
for like
played
young people.
Odyssey. Yeah, for sure.
So one thing I forgot I was going to talk to you guys about this, and this would be a good part to bring it up in this is one thing I wanted them to reference, which I like knew they wouldn't, but just the part of me who loves like creepy facts in video games, and so I'm sure both of you know what I'm talking about. But I thought it would have been really funny or cool if they would have referenced the shadow figures from Mario Galaxy. The ones on the volcano level in the cliffs, and
yeah.
you'd see them staring down at you.
I thought you were talking about like cosmic clone Mario.
Oh
No,
no,
I know what you're talking about.
no, just
The
like
Hell
yeah,
Valley
like I know
Sky
that's
Tree.
yeah, the sky trees. Yeah, I know that's too minor of a thing to like reference, but like it's like to this day one of my favorite like little creepy Easter eggs was just seeing those things like up there. So I thought it would have been kind of funny if maybe just like they had like a little reference to it, but I knew that it was too minor for them to actually
Just like randomly
like
in the background somewhere. That would
that
have been
would
kind of cool.
they like have Luigi be like, Mario, what's that? And then they look over, and then Mario's like, let's go this way or something.
Yeah.
That
let's go this way.
like 90% of people are like, okay, that was weird, and then 10% of people are like, oh, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Everybody in the theater would be like, "Oh, okay," and me at the other end, yeah.
Yeah. What else was there? There was they had like 8-bit Bowser as a as a pinata. In
That
the intro
that was
scene.
pretty clean.
That was cool. Yeah. I think it's like Wart as a whole. I mean, that's just really funny to me that they put that in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is the monkey from? I thought it was from Odyssey, but I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
it is.
The Ukiki.
Yeah.
The Ukiki originated in Yoshi's Island.
Okay.
It's like an enemy in that game.
I
But
see.
probably it's more recognizable in Mario 64 because there's a Tall Mountain. The monkey
that's in
steals
Tall
your hat.
Mountain. Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because I was like, that. I know that's from Mario. I just don't know from where. And then we can talk about the post-credit scene because, I mean, it wasn't that crazy, but it was cool to see Daisy teaser for the next movie.
Daisy. Fuck Daisy. I thought you were talking about seeing the blue star again showing up fucking torturing Bowser Bowser Jr. And stuff.
That was also fun. But you know what? They put that in a trailer too. They put that.
They did it. I know. I was so confused because I remember seeing it in the trailer being like, when was this going to be in the movie?
Yeah. Like what?
That's so weird that they're putting stuff from the post-credits scene in the trailer.
Yeah.
What is wrong with them?
I don't know. It's like they were like worried that people weren't going to see this movie or something. Like
I think it was just something that was recognizable and like memorable for a general audience. I think where like people were like, I remember that character.
Yeah.
Because like he was one of my favorite things about the first one was that fucking depressed ass suicidal star.
Yeah.
So I was excited.
They confirmed her gender in this movie.
Oh, it's her? Okay.
Oh, they did. Yeah, you're right.
Well, she is suicidal.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of sad because then they showed her in the trailer, and then she only gets one scene in the whole fucking movie, and it's a post-credit scene.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
it was cute.
This movie is literally about Lumas and Galaxy, and we only saw the most like popular one that like almost
Yeah.
like literally everybody. One of the managers I work with at work straight up told me you were talking about movies, and he was talking about how he brought his daughter to see the first one, and he was like, "Yeah, I really liked it." I was like, "I don't care too much," so I was just kind of there watching it, and then he randomly goes, he's like, "That fucking like psychopath star though, that shit was funny." And
Yeah.
so like I feel like they put that in the trailer just to like get people's attention, just to then not even have it in the fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I see why they advertised it, but
I'm kind of glad that character wasn't in the movie too much,
no,
though, to be
yeah,
honest, because like I
that's
think
true.
they would have just been stretching out the joke
I
too
think if
much.
it's funny because you were talking about how you were worried about Yoshi being like minionified, but I would argue that like the Lumas are total like minion coded
Oh,
characters in that movie, which is fine because they're not in it that
I know.
much, but like they were totally like playing up the cuteness of them in this movie. But it worked. I think it was effective overall. They're cute. Other references I remember, I like that they have like Wonder stuff, like Bowser Jr.'s design when he's all like
Oh,
painted. Like that's totally a Wonder
oh,
reference.
that was another thing is when they had the scene where it was like a baby Bowser Jr. and Bowser was doing the play for him. In his
Yeah.
bed, they had like the I don't remember what the name of the enemy is, but it's like uh the rhino thing from
Bull
Mario
Rush. I
Wonder.
think they're called bull rushes.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
Bull Rush. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a couple Odyssey things, which is cool because or not Odyssey, Wonder things, because Wonder came out the year of the first one, so I don't think they would have had the opportunity to put Wonder stuff in the first one. Like the drill. It's funny because at the end when they have like the battle where Luigi gets the cloud flower, Yoshi gets the blue fruit thing, and
The
then
bulb fruit.
Mario gets the drill mushroom. Like I I associate drills with Galaxy so much, but the drill mushroom is actually from Wonder. Like that's
Mm,
like
that's true.
that's new to Wonder. So that was kind of cool. I think it's clever that they had a scene where they have like the Koopas on the roller coaster, which is another reference, the bone coaster, going into the lava and coming out as dry bones.
Oh,
And that's like a teaser for Bowser, that happening to Bowser. Like I think that was an
yeah.
intentional sort of like
Wait, did they
setup.
did they have like that roller coaster that they were on? Was that themed after like the bone coaster from
I'm
New
pretty
Super
sure.
Mario Bros. Wii?
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I think that was the
That's
intention
okay. I like that.
because the bone
That's
coaster
cool.
goes into the lava in those games too, and it comes out. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, yeah. Overall, I mean, there's a lot of like, I mean, obviously like Mario enemies that show up, Galaxy enemies, whatever they're called, piantas.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Flood shows up in Bowser Jr.'s arsenal of weapons, which was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Um,
And the poltergeist.
does the poltergeist show up too? I didn't see that.
Hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I saw that after
Um,
because
eh,
they literally flash on the screen
right.
for like less than a second.
Yeah, I don't know why I was like, I wasn't even like looking at all of them initially,
Okay,
but
okay, okay. But now that we've talked about like most of the references, like, do you guys feel like
well, wait, I
my
have
my question is
one more.
one more?
The
Oh, one more
super
reference.
scope that he uses to
Oh yeah.
shoot at them. That's a thing from Nintendo and uh Smash Brothers also. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to get the I wanted to like rattle them off because I wanted to, see how many I remember. Anyway, what was your question?
Well, I mean, I guess we've already kind of talked about, it, but like, do you guys feel like the references were like too distracting from the main plot, or do you feel like they fit in? Like mainly the Fox one I'm talking about, because like, do you think that like the movie would have been better or worse focusing more on just like pure Mario stuff, or
I
do you
think
feel like it was better because it had those references in it?
So I love the references. I love the idea of the references, and so like I loved of course I loved seeing Steve um Pickman, sorry. Pickman. I love seeing like all the small things in the background. I love seeing Game & Watch. I do love that we got to see Fox, but I honestly think that his reference should have just stayed to like, him being there, maybe him giving him a ride, the crash, but then maybe like they find their own way off the planet and then like they say their goodbyes there. I think him continuing to be in the movie and then like fucking Tokyo drifting the goddamn Luna base and shit. Like I think that was kind of unneeded and kind of drew away from like me and Antonio the entire time. Anytime that Fox was on Cloud, like ore farming, me and him would look at each other and be like, "So they want that Fox and Cloud movie, right?" Like that.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, that's the thing with the Fox cameo was that it was, I think, a calculated move because I guess Glenn Powell, who voiced him in the movie, who I think did a good job, was like pushing really hard to do so, and also really actually wants a solo Star Fox movie, which is great for him. I hope he gets that if he really wants it. But I think that's why they pushed him so hard, is that like they don't want it to just feel like a cameo. They want it to feel like it's an integral, not even just a Mario thing, just like an integral part of this movie, which, like do I wish it wasn't there? I not really. Like I don't like it's fine. It's just like, cuz that's the thing is like I don't go to these movies for the plot anyway. Like cuz you're asking like do I feel like it derailed the plot, and I'm just like the plot is barely a plot. So to me it's just like, oh, it's just like, okay, this is happening now. Like it's weird, but I don't like have a hatred for it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think they will probably get a solo Star Fox movie now. Also, if that rumor is true that they're working on a new Star Fox game, that's the
2 new games,
two.
supposedly. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know about that. Well, I saw another post on Twitter I saw was like kids looking up Star Fox after seeing the movie and seeing that the last 2 games were on the Wii U and the 3DS.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, like they probably should do something with Star Fox for the sake of so many people are going to know him now.
Yeah, kids, buy our NSO online plus expansion pass $60 subscription, and you can play Star Fox 64.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And the original Star Fox on SNES.
And you probably won't even enjoy it because it's an old game and you're a kid.
No. No, I don't know. I mean, like we've talked about this before in terms of like Nintendo stuff, but like Donovan, you've kind of talked about how you feel about Star Fox. I don't really hate Star Fox. Like I'm kind of indifferent to it. Like I don't love it, but I think it's like it has potential to be like a good well kept series. You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree. In the past I've said like I don't give a fuck about Star Fox as a franchise, and I still stand by that. But like I think if anything, I think the movie kind of showed that it can be cool. They just have to like put effort and time into it,
Yeah, and at the same time, like now I have an expectation for it, because before I didn't really care. I was just like, oh, they'll do a Star Fox if they feel like it. Now I'm like, I'm expecting a Star Fox game, so they better deliver with it when it happens, because they have a lot of people waiting for it now, I feel like.
One of the things I do want to bring up, because we've been talking about all the cameos, is since we've had so many cameos now, with some of the ones in the first movie and especially these ones, do you think they're ever going to do the possibility of like a Super Smash Brothers style movie?
Well, you know what? Let's transition into like what we think they're gonna go into the future or do in the future, because I think that's a great question. And I really don't know. That's the thing. Is like I think before this movie came out, I was like, no, they never will. And I still don't really feel like they should, but I feel like I could see them trying to, you know? So I don't know. Because Nintendo is obviously trying to build a really strong, like, brand synchronicity amongst all of their franchises. Like, they want, like, when they want all of their series to, like, be beloved to as much as possible. And that's why they're including like all these non-Mario characters in the Mario movie, because they know that all these people are going to go see it. They're like, hey, if you like Mario, go get Pikmin, go get Star Fox, you go buy Game and Watch, I guess. Go Metroid, subtle Metroid reference, go buy Metroid Prime 4. I don't know. Like they I mean overall I think they just want to thrive as a company, which is that makes sense. But like, yeah, I feel like if they really wanted to, they could do a Smash Bros movie and have like a bunch of their franchises in one, and they could try to make it work,
My take on it is that like I could definitely see it happening at some point. I just don't think that it would be coming nearly as soon as people might think it would be at this point now. And that's mainly because I don't think that Miyamoto specifically or Sakurai have any interest in making a Smash Bros movie. And I think
Probably
that's what it
not.
really comes down to, is that like if Miyamoto or somebody at Illumination approached Sakurai and was like, "Do you want to make a movie?" I think I like straight up. I think he'd be like, "Hell no!" Just like knowing the type of guy that he is and like the projects that he's worked on, I really don't think that he would give a fuck to work on something like that. And I don't think you can have a Smash Bros movie while Sakurai is still alive without Sakurai.
For sure, yeah. And like I said, like I don't really want it. I'd much rather them make individual movies for all the franchises that aren't necessarily like tied to each other. Like if they did a dedicated Star Fox movie, I think that'd be cool. If they did a dedicated Metroid movie, I think that'd be cool. They're doing a Zelda movie. It has nothing to do with these Mario Illumination movies. I think that's great. I'm very excited to see what they do with that, disconnected from everything else. I think that it's great if Nintendo wants all this like kind of like harmony amongst all their brands, but I think that they can build all of that up individually and still get good results rather than trying to tie them all
They kind of
together.
have to take like a Marvel, an MCU approach to it. Like if they
Yeah.
want to have a Smash Bros movie, they need to prove that like each of these individual franchises can work as individual movies
Mm-hmm.
before they bring them all together. And also for like the main thing I think is like audience recognizability, because if you make a Smash Bros movie now, like I just can't see it doing very well.
No.
Like it would do well, maybe it'd make like 300,000 at the box office, but like that's
I
obviously
think you mean 300
for the amount.
million. 300,000
300
is
million,
very
sorry.
low. No.
300 million, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
I was like,
But
damn,
like
dude.
it would
I was like, Iron
not.
Lung did 60 million. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like for the amount of like work and coordination and animation that would go into a Smash
Yeah.
Bros movie, it would not make the amount of money that they would be hoping for right now.
And that's the thing is like it would take a lot of coordination amongst a lot of just people. I mean, like, not even talking about if they wanted to bring third-party franchises into it, which I don't think they would. But like, it would be kind of a mess. And so, like, I don't really like. I'm not yearning for a Smash Bros movie. I'd rather them put that money into making like a dedicated story mode in a Smash Bros game if anything, like the Subspace Emissary.
Oh, yeah. Same.
Because that's practically
Seriously.
like a Smash Bros. Movie to me, and it's like in a much more digestible package at that point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I definitely could see them doing a Star Fox movie, like I said. A Pikmin movie I think would be really cool. I mean, like, I think that would be a tougher sell at this point. But it would be cool. But yeah, I mean, like, and then in terms of another Mario movie, like, what are you guys thinking for that? Because they definitely are going to make more. But I'm kind of thinking about, like, what are they going to do for the next one? Because they did so much stuff in this one.
I saw a Twitter post that was like, what if they just keep following the line, and then like the next one's either called like the new Super Mario Brothers movie, or what if they called it like, or just like I would not put it past them to just call it the Super Mario Odyssey the movie. Like how this one was called Super Mario Galaxy the movie.
I mean, that would be like a logical next step in my mind because Odyssey followed Galaxy basically. But they had so much Odyssey stuff in this movie that I'd be like, it just feels
Super Mario Bros. Wii U the movie.
the Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they should have the Super Mario Land 6 Golden Coins movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and that's another thing.
Super Mario the Lost Levels.
They haven't had Wario in the movies yet. So that's something that I saw speculation about, is that Wario is going to be the villain of the next movie, which I think would be cool. I would be for
I want Wario and Waluigi so bad. If we have just Wario and no Waluigi, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed.
No, they have to do Waluigi. If they're going to do Wario,
I don't know. For a big marketable Mario thing like this, like even though that they've built it up like for the past two movies having Bowser as a villain, I still can't see them doing Wario as a villain. Like I still think that it would be like Bowser's the main villain and maybe Wario and Waluigi are like his henchmen or something like that.
But Bowser's a pile of bones, dude.
He's gonna come back.
What if the next movie is called like Super Mario Bros. Bowser's Fury, and it's about him like trying to get revenge and breaking out of prison? I wouldn't put it past him.
He is breaking out of prison apparently, from the credit scene. No, I think you're right. I think Bowser could definitely still be the villain of the next movie. They would have to do. Maybe they could bring the Koopalings in, because that's another thing that I'm like curious if they're gonna.
That's what you and me were talking about, the theater. That's right. I want to see Ludwig.
Yeah, but they gotta answer the question, like, who's the mom? Like they gotta address that. They did not address that in this movie.
Do they though? Because they danced around who's Bowser Jr.'s mom is in this one. So
yeah, they'd probably dance around it like they dance around Mario and Peach being in a relationship, which I don't think they ever want to actually confirm that. Which is fine. I don't need that. Donovan, what'd you think of the whole Rosalina being Peach's sister thing? What was your thought on that?
Oh, like the Matt Pat game theory approach that they took to that?
Is that well? Okay, that's the thing. Is like I don't know the canon.
I thought Matt Pat speculated that it was her mom.
That's what I thought.
No,
too.
okay. So let me tell you a thing or two about Rosalina's storybook in Mario Galaxy. So like in canon, Brennan's like, oh god, I don't want to hear about this.
No, I do, because
Brennen,
like I said, Rosalina's actually a favorite character of mine.
But Brennen, keep in mind, Donovan might be doing this now, but when the Zelda movie comes out, you'll get your chance to do it. Both of you guys will get your chance to do it when we do a Chit Chats about that.
Fair enough. Sure. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So in Mario Galaxy, they have a thing called Rosalina's storybook, right? Mm-hmm. And it is about like how Rosalina became like the mother of the cosmos, basically. And the story is basically that like a Luma crash landed on her planet or whatever, and then she like went with it, and then like basically like came across like the Comet Observatory and then like built it up, and then like all the Lumas started recognizing her as their mother. But there's like a hidden sub context, like hidden context behind that they kind of like, if you read it you'll understand, but like they basically like say that like Rosalina's mother died. I might be getting some of this wrong. It's been a minute since I've actually read it, but like Rosalina's mother died, and then like it says like something about her sister and her dad too. Um, but they never like say it's Peach, so that was interesting in the movie for them to take that direction with it. I mean, it's logical, makes sense, but like,
But keep in
um,
mind, like the canon of the movies doesn't necessarily mean that is definitely what the canon of the games is. You know what I mean?
oh no, well that's the thing. Like Nintendo doesn't care
Yeah,
about keeping that consistent at all. They made Pauline a fucking child in Donkey Kong Bonanza and had no
yeah,
explanation for it whatsoever.
that's true.
So
That's
like,
true.
yeah, they don't care. And like in the games, I don't think that they're all of a sudden gonna start saying that Peach and Rosalina are siblings. You know?
Hmm. You know, yeah. I mean, I think I think it's neat that they're trying to tie them together because I don't know, like why not? You know, it's just kind of fun. It's like, I mean, they left Peach's backstory kind of vague in the first one, so I think it's cool that they're like filling it out. So like, I think that in terms of the fact that I don't expect much plot when I go into these movies, them even just throwing that in, I think is kind of cool. Um,
Yeah. Well, I also
And
want to say
hmm,
they like kind of tie back. This is my fan speculation,
hmm.
but in Yoshi's Island DS, they have a concept called like the Star Children, and Baby Mario,
Oh,
Baby Peach, Baby Wario, Baby Donkey Kong, and Baby Luigi are like the
yeah,
five like star children,
yeah, yeah.
and they kind of like explain like Peach and Rosalina's origins in this movie as being like children made of stardust. So
Right.
I kind of wondered, like, is that like a little sly reference to like Yoshi's Island DS of all
That
things?
that'd be kind of crazy
well,
because like,
that also draws in the question, continuing to what we started talking about earlier, and then we change topic. Is the cutscene, ending cutscene for the movie, is they introduced Daisy.
yeah,
Hmm.
So is she also going to be like a princess of power? Because like they didn't show them having like a third sister when they were younger, but she obviously looks and dresses the same as like the princesses. So like, what's her connection to all of
I
this? You
don't
know?
think she looks like them. I mean, like, I don't think she's gonna be related. I think she is either just gonna be like, at the most, maybe like a cousin of them or something. I think that's like the canon of the games is they're cousins. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I
I
have
think
no
you're
like,
making that shit up, man.
I have no idea. No, I saw that in a post somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I made it up. I
Okay.
don't know. But I uh I have no idea how they're gonna implement her into the story because like Daisy's like yeah, she's cool, but like what plot relevance does she have in the grand scheme of Mario? Like she is the princess that is captured in Super Mario Land for the Game Boy, and then all of her appearances after that are spin-offs, and then Mario Wonder. So like I don't know how they're going to include her. I mean, they're obviously going to make her like probably Luigi's love interest, which is great for him. Love that for him. Um but other than that, yeah, it'll be cool. I mean, if anything, it'll be cool to see what they do. Um but over that's one thing that I forgot to bring up earlier is I think all the other voice cast did really good other than Chris Pratt. I mean, like he was just whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
um but like I think Charlie Day did good. I think Anya Taylor-Joy did good. Jack Black was good. I'm surprised they didn't give him another song. Other than that, good.
That's
Um
true.
Toad, Keegan Michael Key killed it. Um Cam
Killed it.
Kamek was whatever. um
He
no, he
was
was
there.
good. Um and those were like the main returning members that I can think of. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I mean, like, I know they talked about doing Luigi's Mansion spinoff movie, and also a Donkey Kong spinoff movie. So I really thought they were gonna tease that in this movie, but they didn't. But oh well. So those would be cool.
Well, I kind of wonder, like I feel like this like series of Mario movies is kind of following a similar template to the Sonic movies. And after two Sonic movies, they did like a after the two movies they did like that Knuckles TV series.
Right. That's true.
So my thought was that like maybe they would do like a Luigi's Mansion or a Donkey Kong like series, like just like like 5 or 6 episodes, something short, but I could see something like that happening.
I saw this funny ass video on Instagram, and it was like the end credit scene for the third Super Mario movie, and it was like Luigi and Mario waking up, and then they're like, "Hey, have you checked the mail?" And it's like, "No, I should probably go check it." And he like takes all these envelopes out. Luigi's like, "Wow, Mario, that's a lot of mail. What is it all?" He goes, "I don't know. It's a bunch of different things." He's like, "Apparently, a hedgehog wants to play sports with me." And then he's like, "A bunch of people invited me to some kind of like game night, like board games or something like that." And then Luigi's like, "Oh, that sounds like a Mario party." And then he's like, "I guess somebody left you a will to their mansion after they passed away." And Luigi's like, "What's that?" And he like takes it, and then he goes, "Mario, what's that one?" And he picks it up and he turns it around with the Smash logo on it, and he's here, da 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 da.
If they wanted, yeah, that would just break the ice right there, Yeah, I don't know. I think doing some kind of TV series would be cool. For those, they gotta acknowledge, like, I don't know, they gotta do some kind of like, oh, they're playing tennis in the beginning of the next movie or something, or like some kind of sport, or like they're doing Mario Party. I think that'd be cute to do that.
I wouldn't put it past them if they could get the rights to say like I don't think they'd get the rights for him to show up in the movie, but it would be kind of funny if they got like the rights, and in the third one Mario like comes back from somewhere and Luigi's like, "Oh hey, how was it?" And stuff like that, and he's like, "Oh good, me and Sonic did snowboarding," or something like that, just to like a reference to the Mario and Sonic like games.
That would be funny. Yeah. I don't know. They could really do whatever they want. I mean, I think people will eat it up no matter what. If they wanted to do some kind of story related, like they wanted to like go heavier on the story, they could pull from like the Mario RPGs. Wait, did they had a Toad dressed in like a PJs, and I think that was a reference to Super Mario RPG, and he's holding like a Mario doll. Do you know what I'm talking about, Donavan? I'm like pretty sure that was a Mario RPG reference.
You're talking about like the Toad that dreams of Gino?
Yeah.
Could be.
Maybe. But like they could have Fawful in the next movie. I don't know. I don't think they would do that.
They're not gonna have Fawful.
If they were awesome, they would do that, but I don't think they're awesome.
If they were awesome,
I think Miyamoto would shut down that idea.
Literally like 5 people know who Fawful is.
But that could be how they reintroduce people to Fawful, and then they could lead into the Bowser's Inside Story remake. I'm just talking out my ass now. All right.
You're so right.
I think it's ready. Right. I think we're ready to call this one. Unless you guys had any other finishing thoughts.
Well, let's get like we need like a general like what are your overall thoughts and rating?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Brennen, what do you
I don't know. Did we ever actually go into critiques? Like I don't know.
we talked
just
about
kind of like mentioned it throughout.
Yeah, like Rosalina wasn't in it much. The plot was not very good.
Okay.
Mario's voice performance was like I think we brushed over them. Not brushed over them.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
So we can do closing arguments.
Closing arguments. Yeah. Brennan, what would you rate it?
I'd honestly rate it like. This is what I always tell people when they ask me how the movie was. I say it's eye candy. Like even if it's not that good, it's just fun to watch, seeing the references, seeing it on the big screen, shit like that. So, fan perspective, I'd give it like an 8, maybe an 8.5, but like as an actual movie, I'd probably give it like a 7 because it was still a really good watch. Overall, like action was pretty good. Animation was really good, but definitely weaker in the plot points. Still some questionable choices made by like the studio and the way the directions they took. And then my biggest complaint, Rosalina being one of my favorite characters and her literally having less screen time than a cameo.
Yeah. At that point, she was the cameo, pretty much.
Kind of, dude.
All right. Yeah. No. Fair. Definitely fair. I think this is how I would sum up the movie.
Jingle,
okay.
jingle.
Yeah.
Jingle.
Ooh, look, jingle, jingle, jingle.
Yeah.
Jingle those keys.
But yeah, no, I mean, I have pretty similar thoughts. I mean, like I already said, like I was not going into the movie expecting like a really big, like, story. I mean, maybe a little, because I was like, oh, well, it's based on Galaxy, and Galaxy has kind of an established story, so maybe they'll kind of dip into it. They didn't. Oh, well. So I think overall, yeah, like I'd give it like a 5 out of 10 as a movie. As a Nintendo thing, I'd give it like probably like an 8 out of 10. I loved it. It was fun, 7.5 around that ballpark. But yeah. All right, Donovan, you end things off. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I think I've kind of already said like my major thoughts on it, but like overall, like as an experience of seeing Nintendo stuff in a movie setting, it was really fun. As like an experience, I'd agree with you, like an 8 out of 10 maybe on that. I don't. My main thing is I don't appreciate how they like kind of hijacked the aesthetics of Mario Galaxy without actually like incorporating the themes and story beats of the game. It was interesting to see how they adapted it in their own way and made it into a different thing entirely. But I don't know. I don't think I was a fan of how they did it as a fan of Mario Galaxy. And so like that perspective on it is gonna bias my opinion on it. So I'd say like overall, as an overall package, taking that into account, uh taking my bias into account, taking um the experience and how fun it was to be in the theater watching it with you guys. I I'd give it like a solid like 7 out of 10, I think.
Yeah, I think that's
I don't think like I don't think it's as strong as the first movie. I'll say that. I think the first movie is a stronger like package.
I think that's fair. It's funny looking back at the first movie now that we've seen this one and like just kind of appreciating its more grounded nature comparatively. Like yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the first one, but it still kind of felt like it was like subdued compared to this. So I feel like
And also like
yeah.
I will say I went into the first movie with such low expectations. I thought it
That's
was going to
true.
be garbage.
That's
And it
true.
was good.
Yeah.
And this one I had higher expectations for, and I wanted them to push it a little further because I knew what they were capable of with the first one.
Yeah.
And like in that sense, I don't think that they really did anything beyond what the first movie was doing. And in fact,
Yeah.
maybe they even did it a little worse in my opinion. But, that's okay. I still had a fun time, and I really can't complain that much when I had a fun time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what they do going forward, and we'll keep showing up, I'm sure, to those movies no matter how old we get. So, We'll drag our kids there. They won't give a shit, but we'll give a shit. We'll make them give a shit. But yeah, with that being said, guys, thank you for talking about this movie. This was a lot lengthier of a discussion than I thought it was going to be. But at the end of I should have expected that we were going to have a lot to say. But it was fun though. Yeah. So thank you for watching or listening, whatever. Maybe there's someone out there that is just like, what do these guys think about the Mario movie? I want to know. And there you go.
Maybe
Those are our
somebody
thoughts.
who's watching has never even heard of Mario ever.
Yeah, I don't know who Mario is. But yeah, we will we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.